Hallo liebe JMC-Zuschauer, ich bin Marius von Beat und sitze hier mit Kevin von Tame Impala. Hey Kevin.
Hello.
You said you like supporting bands and get drunk and watch bands, and now it's your first big headline tour.
Well, we've done headlines and stuff in Australia and in a few other places. But we do love to be the band that's not the main attraction.
Is it still fun to tour, like if you always headline?
Yeah, you get used to it. Like it's fun. It's fun. It's, because it's obviously really flattering when there are people there, and it's like you have to make the best of each situation.
Yeah.
It's just that when you're not the headline band, then there's no pressure or expectation or whatever. It's just like,
And I heard you saying that is like an influence to be headlining a show. Like it gives you think about what you can do. Like.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Did you think about it, and what can we expect from the show?
Well, I mean, we have a few different tricks that we do with sort of sound and light. Except I'm not sure if we're going to be using our main attraction tonight, which is the Ozilloskop. Okay. It's this thing that it's this old box I have at home. This old sort of like weird thing with buttons and a little screen on it. Yeah. And it's this thing I think it's from like the 80s or something, and they use it to fix televisions or something. And basically, it's a little green laser, and when you put a signal into it, it draws the signal in a shape. So we put all the instruments into a mixer and then into the oscilloscope.
I think I saw it in a Born Ruffians video, isn't it?
Yes, that's the same thing. In fact, we started using it, and someone said, "Oh, it's like Born Ruffians," and I was like, "What?" And then I checked it out, and it's the same thing. Yeah. It's a slightly different thing we do. They've got like an image going into it, but we've just got the each instrument going into it. So you can see how the guitar and the bass interact and blob and stuff, and we put a video camera in front of it and then project it behind us.
So you also have visuals tonight?
I'm not sure if we're going to use it tonight. It depends. Like we can only use it in places that have a projector. I'm not sure if there's a projector tonight.
There's one I saw.
Really?
Gigs there with visuals.
Oh really? I'm excited. I'm the most happy at the gigs where we have the thing.
You started Tame Impala as a solo project, I don't know if it was Tame Impala, the name Tame Impala there, but you started like a recording project and on your own, and the other musicians are like they play the stuff that you recorded.
Yeah.
But how much of a band is Tame Impala now? Like, the next album, do you still want to do it on your own? Or?
Well, I mean, the next album, I'm writing with another guy in the band. So there's two of us on the next album. The other guys that play in the band, they have their own bands, which they are the leaders of. And, like we have quite a lot of friends, that sort of a big sort of circle of friends. And we all have like lots of different bands that we play in and help out. And so Tame Impala is just like the one that I control.
Okay, but is there enough time for the other bands now, because you're touring like the whole world?
We make time for it. Like when we go home next, one of our other bands, Pond, is gonna go to New Zealand to do a festival and do a little quick run around Australia. I mean, like I think that playing live for us and touring is not really our primary focus as musicians. We just love to record music.
You seem very like focused on the music. You also play the songs slightly slower, I think.
If we don't listen to the album for a long time, we'll just play them slower and slower and slower and slower. And so like we listened back to a live recording we did, and it was like ding 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 ding. We were like, shit. How do we think it was that slow? I mean, it's because we're always worried about being too frantic and too like.
I found that interesting because lots of the bands play way faster live.
Exactly. It's because we know that's what we're used to. That's what the kind of the human instinct is. When you're in front of an audience and there's lights and it's all on, you get really excited and you play it how fast you think it is, and then you listen back to it, and it's just light speed, like just because there's adrenaline and excitement, you know, that kind of stuff just makes you think that the song is meant to be faster than it is.
The songs sounded apparently like really electronic, and I thought there were lots of synthesizers in the album, but I think you used not at all synthesizers.
Not really. I have a Casio keyboard that I use, but I pride myself on finding ways to make things like a guitar sound like a synthesizer. You know,
Yeah.
like I've got a few things, not necessarily analog or vintage gear. In fact, one of the things that sounds the most like a synth, or it's quite a distinctive guitar tone on the album, is actually this really bad quality piece of digital equipment that I've just sort of like put in different values and made it sound quite different. And it's actually like, you know, a really bad quality octave generator thing.
Okay.
And it's excessively digital, you know, like it's really digital. And
I thought the guitar on Why Won't You Make Up Your Mind?
Yes, that's the one.
I could bet it's a synthesizer. Like the lead melody. But
yeah.
I saw a live video and you playing it on a guitar, and
Yeah.
So it's all analog, old effects.
No, digital. Well, I mean, like some effects I have analog and some are digital. It's kind of just whatever is lying around the house, or whatever I've got, you know, whatever I can find or get to make a cool sound.
Yeah. Let's talk about your influences, because lots of people say you're like the next Wolf Mother and stuff, like compare you to only 60s, 70s psychedelic music like Led Zeppelin and stuff. But I hear a lot of like also modern music in your music, like a bit of Caribou, like because it's all melting together a bit.
Yeah.
What like modern acts influenced you at your work?
Well, you know, influences are very much like subconscious. You're not really aware of them until you finish the song and then listen back to it, and you're like, oh yeah, I really like that. But yeah, Caribou, a big one. Also Dung Yen. I sometimes like, you know, I have to stop myself from being too influenced by Dung Yen. Do you know them? Dung Yen, like a Swedish sort of psych rock band. I get quite a lot of influence from them. And you know, just like sound, I get inspired by sounds a lot more than music. Sort of like the drum sound of Portishead is really cool. It's kind of whatever the song needs, I guess. Each song has a different kind of vibe going. But I do love the sound of break beats and sampled drums and stuff. You know, making drums that are real, make them, you know, I love making them sound like they're electronic, even though they're not. I kind of got that bit of an obsession with that.